My 26F family, 50M and 66F, is trying to control how I spend my inheritance. I'm a 26F. My mom passed away last October and I received a few $100,000 in inheritance money. For more background info, my dad died when I was 15 years old to a drug overdose and I don't have any siblings. My partner, 27M, and I have been living with his parents since my mom passed away because right beforehand a natural disaster made our condo unlivable, so we've been living with them for about the last 6 months. As a result, we haven't had any rent payments to make and my bills are pretty minimal. My partner makes good money through a collectibles business that he conducts at home, owns, so he has a lot of flexibility. I've been feeling very lost in life after losing my mom and being parentless, so my partner and I thought this period of time might be a good opportunity for us to explore and travel a bit, which his parents fully support and are okay with. We traveled to Mexico twice in the past couple months. It's only a few-hour flight from us and cheap, once by Carnival cruise and the other time we flew directly. My immediate family is composed of my grandmother, mom's mom, and my mom's partner, who is like a stepdad to me, but they weren't married. Both of them have serious issues with us doing any traveling at all because they think I'm just blowing through my inheritance or that it makes me unstable. My grandma has been very controlling and has been trying to direct me to return to and finish school immediately, something I don't feel I'm ready for right now. She doesn't ask me what I want to do with my life or how I want to do things, she just gives me orders like I'm a child. Both of them want me to buy a house, which I plan on doing, but I want to wait because the economy is not great right now and I also don't know where I want to live. I really want to live outside of my hometown where I've been residing, and feel like my career should be in a better position, more stable, because I'll likely need to pay for repairs if I buy a cheap house with cash and I can't currently get a mortgage until I have more stable income. Now, my partner and I, we've been together for 7 years by the way, have been planning a trip to Europe with the intention of getting engaged. We've been talking about getting engaged for the past year or two, but put it off because my mom had been extremely ill for the past few years and it just wasn't the right time. He even already bought a ring last year. We also decided that if we get engaged it would be a several-year engagement until our lives are more stable. I revealed the plans to my mom's partner and he was immediately cold towards me and irritated, acting like I'm making an extremely irresponsible decision. My partner talked to him over the phone and they got into an argument, and my mom's partner suggested that the inheritance should have been split amongst my entire family, including him, grandma, uncle and 2 cousins, and that it would be a better way to spend it than using some of it on a trip to Europe, that my partner is paying more for to begin with, like 70/30. He also talked to my grandmother who thinks that us going on several trips, vacations within 6 months of my mom dying is weird and irresponsible. My partner is now telling them that he will pay for the whole trip. He is able to do so financially. And now my grandma wants to see his bank statements or proof of income after he offered. I understand their concerns, but also feel like they are trying to control me and my inheritance and feel like it's sort of crossing a boundary. Not that I'm planning on it, but if I chose to blow all of the money or spend it in ways they don't approve on, I feel like that is totally my choice and my consequences to face. I also don't think it's that crazy to want to travel after losing someone you love. I've seen it in depictions in movies, books, and even my uncle suggested that maybe I would want to get a camper and travel around America for a bit to get my bearings. Plus, we aren't planning on like backpacking in Europe for several months. It would be a 2-week trip that we do fairly cheaply. We're not going to be blowing $10,000 on one trip. I've lost both of my parents at a pretty young age and don't have much close family, which leaves one incredibly frazzled, wounded and in need of some soul-searching emo. I don't know. What do you all think? Is my family being controlling? Am I missing something or am I the one in the wrong? Advice or suggestions? Too long did not read. My family is being controlling about how I spend my inheritance. I want to spend a small portion of the money traveling, but they don't approve and it's causing tension in my relationship with them. Should I refrain from traveling to appease them, or are they crossing boundaries by trying to control how I spend it? Edit. I also forgot to add this: there's a smaller amount of the money, like $30,000, that is being held up in probate court. I have an attorney for it, but she has been taking an incredibly long time and I'm considering getting a different attorney. However, in the meantime, I'm worried about my stepdad or grandma going after the money against me. Is this something they could do? I'm wondering if I should cancel the trip, which was planned 1 week from now. Shut down the info train. Don't give them notice of your plans. Just live your life. If they bring it up, Shut it down quickly and firmly don't engage the conversation. That makes them think they have a right to argue your choices. They can all fuck off. That's your money. Your mom made her wishes clear. Honor her and celebrate her life. Enjoy Europe. Thumbs up. Sounds like they want your money. Locate a financial advisor and find a balance between saving and living life. You will wish you had the money later, but you will also wish you had enjoyed life a little more. You're an adult now. Stop asking your family permission to do things. It's your money, you can do with it what you want. You don't live with them, so you don't owe them any justification. And if you do, I'd tell you to move out ASAP. This is all about your money. Your grandmother may be counting on you helping her out with your money when she gets older and needs more help. If you spend it on things she feels are frivolous, there will be less money for her. Your mom's partner is upfront about wanting a share of money for himself, your grandmother, uncle and cousins. The money is yours and they shouldn't get any of it except perhaps as birthday or Christmas gifts. It is your money. If you choose to fritter it all away, they have no say in that. I know you won't do that, but when you are told to do something, just say, "No, that won't work for me. No, that's not possible. No, I am not doing that. I am doing this." My 21 male boyfriend, 28 male, doesn't want to get a job. My boyfriend doesn't want to get a job. Flat out refuses. When I ask him why, he says he doesn't want to put up with the abuse and negativity of the regular workforce. He wants to work for himself. He was an electrician and the company he worked for was really toxic, verbally abusive and often withheld pay. He thinks he can make $200 a day building furniture. It might work, but he doesn't understand that he can't just spring a furniture business out of nowhere relying on his father and I to supply his tools. Additionally, his work is really rough. I get that he is out of practice, hasn't been in a construction site in a while or done carpentry in some time, but it's bad and not worth $200. How do I tell him I think he's being unrealistic? Edit decision. I asked him for a business plan. How he is going to get clients, advertise, get materials. In the last 2 days he's built a table and bookshelf. I want to support him, but I told him I can't afford to financially. Currently he lives with his father. My partner had a mental breakdown in November and hasn't worked since. Tell him that until he establishes himself well enough to supply his business and make a living building furniture, he needs to have a job to support himself. Don't be his sugar daddy. With all the comments below, the big picture is this is who he is and you will always be fighting this battle. Probably need to consider a new boyfriend. Sounds like you're wasting your time on this one. One thing to point out about his $200 per day goal is that let's say he can do that and works 5 days per week. 50 weeks out if the year. This is weekends off with 2 weeks off. He will gross $50,000 per year. That is before any expenses, and he sells a piece of furniture every working day. While also obtaining, restoring other pieces. More things to consider: healthcare, Social Security, taxes. Him doing this is him saying in the best case scenario he wants to make less than the median's annual income with no way to advance a career. Move on. If he doesn't have a substantial savings, he's being unrealistic. It's not impossible, but I've failed trying to do similar shit many times, and I've worked construction for 18 years and have a college degree, and both my parents own small businesses.